On my head, I have what I believe is the most, well, forward-thinking HTC PCVR headset to date. That's not a good thing because, well, HTC announced some new headsets today, and one of them was, well, supposed to be a successor to this. Today, HTC Vive announced the Vive Focus 3, a standalone headset, which is expensive and no one really is going to care about unless you are in the enterprise market. But more importantly, they announced the Vive Pro 2. I have a lot of words about this headset, but first let me just say, I am personally disappointed. The Vive Pro Eye on my head is called that because it has something called Tobii Eye Tracking. It's very useful for social VR instances, but it can also be useful in the future for something called foveated rendering. Basically, foveated rendering uses your eye tracking to basically make it a lot easier to render more higher resolutions without overwhelming the system that is actually running this thing on your head. It doesn't have that yet, but really that's just a software thing at this point. What's more amazing is this thing has a mouth tracker attached to it, which is really great when paired with eye tracking for social VR experiences. In fact, I would say that the mouth tracker attachment for these devices is kind of useless unless you have eye tracking, because you feel a weird disconnect and your brain starts going all crazy. So when I heard rumors that they were actually going to release a successor to the Vive Pro, I was excited. Unfortunately, my hopes for what I hoped what would be in a Vive Pro successor did not come to pass. Now, first of all, let me just say there are some very good things that the new Vive Pro 2 has. It's got index-like lenses, which everyone hated all the old lenses for any Vive line product, the very regular Vive Fresnel lenses. And it's got greater FOV and an insane amount of resolution. But those things don't really feel forward-thinking to me. Eye tracking is something I believe will be in every headset within the next few years. We've actually even heard some leaks that the PSVR for PS5 is even going to have foveated rendering and eye tracking in the headset, among so many other crazy things. The Pico Neo 3 Pro Eye is also a standalone headset that is releasing for enterprise markets in the West, and it's similar to a Quest 2 but with eye tracking built in. And for pre-order today, the Reverb G2 Omnicept has a heart rate tracker and eye tracking built in as well, and that has support for Nvidia Vrss 2.0, which is sort of Nvidia's way of actually doing foveated rendering on the PC. So why does it feel like that this headset is personally a better value than the headsets announced today? The Vive Pro 2 is going to retail for $800 US. That is what this headset retailed for. Of course, you still get all the compatibility with the Vive Wireless, except at half the resolution at launch. That's in the fine print. And if you want to buy the mouth tracker, again, you're not going to have the eye tracking. So why did they announce and release this product? Well, in my opinion, this product is not forward-thinking, and I don't even think that it will be until HTC inevitably announces a HTC Vive 2 Pro Eye. Not exactly in that order. That'll inevitably be a headset one day, but for now, they were more focused on actually releasing something for mega PC VR enthusiasts to get maybe their hands on early. All the stuff in the HTC Vive Pro 2 is basically all the specs that you could get from the actual Vive Focus 3. But that thing actually has a very interesting outside design, whereas the Pro 2 is still using the exact same shell as its predecessors, which makes it even feel more like an afterthought. So at the last minute, I believe that HTC just gathered all this R&D that they gathered when making the Focus 3, and they just stuffed it in this shell without the eye tracking. The only thing I actually really wanted from an actual Vive Pro 2 was standardized eye tracking, an actual good microphone, because mouth tracking and eye tracking is super good for social VR experiences, and all the microphones in the Vive Pro series are still garbage to this day, and I think will continue with this product. But that isn't going to happen. So I will not be buying this product. And if I actually get a review unit, I doubt it's going to change my mind. Personally, I hope that the Index 2 will be a thing soon. And, well, I have a right to believe that it will be. Thanks for watching my rant.